Welcome to the Dream Meaning channel. Today's video title is about the meaning of seeing cherry fruit in a dream. Before going into the various interpretations that a dream within which cherries seen will take, we'd like to know the symbolism of this fruit and what it evokes within the collective imagination. Love. Cherries ripen in spring, the season par excellence of arousal of nature once the phase transition winter climates. Additionally, this season has invariably portrayed conjointly the birth of affection. For this reason, the cherry usually represents in dreams the charmed feeling. Declined in varied ways in keeping with the assorted details of the dream image. Unremarkably, this is often the will to fall smitten, if you do not have already got a partner, or to try and do a vital step within the relationship if you're already in a very couple. Like that of wedding. Prosperity, invariably for the time of year within which it ripens, cherries conjointly indicate the emergence of recent potentialities that cause a hit and a positive status. Perhaps you're staring at a work promotion or a replacement job. Carefree, finally. Like most summer fruit, cherries evoke insouciance and serenity typical of childhood. The dreamer might see within them a requirement for tranquility and therefore the absence of the troubles that may be square measure occupying his mind in the last amount. To know the proper which means and therefore the correct interpretation of your dream, however, you wish to listen to the assorted details and what the dreamer was doing within the state of affairs of the dream image. If you've got unreal of seeing juicy red cherries, while not taking any explicit action, then this dream will represent yours want to fall smitten or take a decisive step at intervals your romance that does not need to be wedding. In fact, like most fruit, cherries evoke the fertility. Seeing them in a very dream, therefore, might recall your want to start out a family and yours want for family relationship. As already mentioned before, the cherry, then, conjointly represents economic success and prosperity. If it seems in a very dream it's going to mean that you just have obtained or square measure considering a promotion for you at work or the achieving a goal that you just had set for yourself for a few time. Finally, cherries will seem on their tree. Dream of a fruit tree. Ripe and exquisite red, is typically a positive omen. In fact, it too represents the joy and luck, declinable each within the field of affection and within the work one. Just as within the previous case, if you unreal that you just were ingestion cherries, then the interpretation of the dream can depend upon the state of the fruit. After they square measure massive, red and juicy, and whereas dreaming there's the feeling of a sweet and pleasant style, the which means of the dream image are going to be completely positive. This dream indicates that you just square measure glad with most of your life or, perhaps, of a specific facet within which you've got recently reached God's smart results. In addition to the present, dreaming of ingestion cherries will be an omen of a future meeting of the dreamer with somebody. United Nations agency is vital from an emotional purpose of read. You will meet an individual to mix the purest charmed feeling to the one from the profile additional loving and sensual. Not amazingly, for several the combine of cherries would recall them in their dreams male organs and, therefore, it'd be a message from the unconscious of satisfy one's gender. In the world of dreams, cherries don't invariably seem red and ripe. It's going to happen to dream of seeing or maybe ingestion this sort of fruit unripe or rotten. As regards the unripe cherries, they'll mean that the dreamer is aiming to goals that square measure too high as a result of, for its half, there's still a definite naivety to beat. Perhaps you set yourself God's goals that you just aren't nonetheless able to reach and your unconscious is revealing this lack to you. Rotten cherries, on the opposite hand, square measure additional all concerning the delusion, pain and regret. These negative feelings will arise each from the purpose of read charmed and from that operating and that they become the signal that one thing in your life is getting ready to aggravate. Dreaming of selecting, shopping for or mercantilism cherries. In addition to seeing or ingestion them, the dreamer will perform different actions in a very dream within which cherries seem. Dreaming of selecting cherries, this dream represents two opposite meanings. On the one hand, selecting cherries will augur the start of a secret romance. Whereas on the opposite that you just might run the danger of seeing the efforts created are discomforted to succeed in a definite goal. Dreaming of shopping for cherries, it's the surreal image of exuberance and vitality. The dreamer are going to be ready to bring home the bacon the goal he has set himself, that most likely issues the sensation of affection. Dreaming of mercantilism cherries, such a dream means that indecision and insecurity. These hesitations and this fragility will be self-addressed each to the sentimental sphere and to the operating one. See you in the next video. I wish you happy dreams come true. Support us by subscribing to the channel and activating the bell. Do not skimp on like and comment.